Introducing the all-new BYD Sea Lion 7, the luxury electric SUV that's changing the game. Book your free test drive today at the BYD showroom in Sheffield.
Dr. Steelhammer, Vladimir Klitschko, and Dr. Iron Fist, Vitaly Klitschko, Shannon the Cannon Brigg, and Butterbean, Cruiserweight King Jai Opetaia.
Boxing King Media, powered by BYD. Delighted to be joined by Big Frazer, Clarke, in your hotel room, just admiring the views of Birmingham.
Beautiful old Birmingham. Just overlooking resourceful, mate. Lovely.
It is. Frazer, we're literally a few days away. You know, we're just going to jump straight into the tough questions. You know, I was watching the press conference earlier, and that narrative that we tried to get rid of all them months ago when I interviewed you after your fight, that still is kind of out there, and people are still, like, you know, putting it bluntly, questioning your manhood about stepping back into the ring. You know, how does that kind of make you feel? And thinking about it, where even in the presser today, I think you kind of bit back a bit. I don't think you liked it.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit, not, I won't say the word is disrespectful, but I don't know what people expect me to do. Or remember, this is my job, this is my career. And I got stopped with a big shot in the first round. I didn't take no punishment, as in like 10 rounds of punishment and then knocked over. I got hit with a big shot early on and got an injury, fractured cheekbone. No other injuries other than that. Yeah, so I don't know why this is perceived. You know, we've seen that many other fighters. Errol Spence was in a crash in, was it a Lambo or something? Seeing Jai Opetaia's jaw wired shut. And
you're even worse one.
Go on.
Vinny Pazienza, mate.
Pazienza, yeah. Look at that. So, but for people to question me, oh, is he okay coming back? I'm starting to think, am I slurring a bit in the interviews? Am I doing something different? Because personally, I feel the best, and without blowing my trumpet, I feel like I look the best I've looked in a long time. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. Well, listen, the only way to change people's narrative really is to do the business in the ring. So I didn't want to say too much at the press conference. I don't want to do too much talking. I'd rather just, you know, let people judge me on my boxing, and that all should answer all questions.
Indeed. You know, like, just to put it out there, I'm going to show this. If you want to look at that and hold that up. So this guy came back from looking like that and become a world champion. He didn't look that bad.
Look at that, you know. So I just say this about, you know, fighters. We're different. We're different, you know. We don't. What people see as a negative, and people say that it's game over. You know, like I say, you know, we really do live by the phrase, you know, it's not over till it's over, and we keep going. Injuries or no injuries, you know, we're made of the right stuff.
Yeah, I mean, he was advised by his doctors not to fight. There's actually quite a good documentary on him. I don't know if you've seen it. It's definitely worth a watch.
I need to watch it. Yeah, I need to give it a look.
Yeah. So either way, we're back in business, and it's good to put that out there. But, you know, a lot of people have had opinions about you carrying on fighting, all that kind of stuff. Is there anyone that you've heard in the boxing game that you've heard and maybe it's upset you and thought, you know, I can't believe they've even questioned it?
I can't think of anyone off the top of my head, but I can remember people saying to me that they were surprised that so many ex-fighters have said that he should think about, you know, what's next. And I have quite a few people tweet me saying, oh, you've got a job in front of the microphone, you know, you should go and work for Sky, or you should go and do this and do that. But I love boxing, I love fighting, do you know what I mean? So I don't know why I would. And to anyone that has said that, ex-pro or not, we do have to remember every individual is different, every fighter is different. There is some ex-fighters that probably haven't got the balls that I've got. Do you know what I mean? And that's just the way it is. And people say, "Oh, but looking out for your health," and it's much appreciated. But I look out for my own health, and I've got good people around me that soon tell me. This man sitting over here, he'd soon tell me if he didn't think I should be in the ring, I don't think he'd let me. I don't think I'd get through a medical. I don't think I'd get to the stage to go and have a medical. Everyone's seen that I'm back. I've got the bit between my teeth. I'm hungry. I'm fit, and I'm happy.
That's definitely what we want to hear. Ebenezer Tete is the guy that you've chosen to have this fight against. I think most people will know him for the 8-9 hard rounds he gave DILLIAN White recently. Were you surprised that DILLIAN didn't stop him, or is that a case of Ebenezer just being that strong and that tough?
No, I think in fairness to DILLIAN, I think that was a bit of a comeback for him as well. You know, he did look a little bit rusty. and he was literally stood like toe to toe with me. I don't think he's got as good feet as me, Dillian. So I'm probably not going to try and have the same sort of fight as he had with him. We have different attributes, but there's no doubt about it. He was tough. He soaked up a lot of punishment, and he dished it out at times as well. So this, like I say, this isn't someone that's coming to fall over, and I don't expect that at all. So yeah, I'm taking it for what it is, and that is someone that's coming to beat me.
And to put it bluntly, are you is your mindset to go in there and do a better job than DILLIAN WHYTE and Sergey Kuzmin recently, and that I'm assuming is the only way to show people that you're still there?
I never want to say that. I never want to say, oh, I'm going out there to do this and do that. But in this case, with all the circumstances aligned, I think it's pretty important I go out there and deliver a statement. I do think it is, and that's no extra pressure on myself. But I do think it's quite important to show people that I'm not up here to make numbers. I'm not in here to just be another heavyweight or to just talk the talk in front of the cameras. I'm in here to make a statement. I'm here to let people know I'm a serious threat to the division.
Okay. And then obviously, without looking too far ahead, there's some names out there that, I think British fans would love to see you in against. Is any of these that kind of tickle your fancy? Obviously, DILLIAN WHYTE, who I just mentioned. There's JOYCE as well, who's still fighting. And Hughie Fury as well. He's still, lurking about as well. Any of them names?
Yeah, I think, Hughie Fury goes a bit under the radar still, don't he? You know what I mean? But he's obviously a fantastic record, a good fighter from good people as well, But all them names are absolutely interesting, 100%. Three names that have served British boxing very well. But I think, let me get through this fight. There's a whole heap of names we could go through, but them three fights I'd definitely say yes to.
What's your future with the boxing, promotional, all that kind of side of things?
Yeah, I think obviously I've been with boxing since the debut in Sky Sports. Been a great ride. They've done great things for me. Made me into who I am today, to be honest. And that's someone who goes to anywhere in the country, get a lot of love, especially in the boxing circles. Obviously, we'll see what happens next. I think it's going to be time for us to sit around a table after this fight and have a conversation. But as to where my future holds, it definitely holds big fights. Where and when they are, we'll decide that after this one. But I think, these are conversations that have to be had in the near future.
Just a quick personal question for you. I saw in the previous interviews talking about, previously in times, there's been times where you like to live the good life, put whatever you want into your body, all that kind of stuff. But obviously you being like an Olympian, been in the amateur game such a long time, obviously the repercussions of eating a bit of shit here and there. Yeah. So how do you at this, I don't know when's the last time you did that, but how do you at this age still battle that? Because that's ultimately a battle, and some people might be addicted to alcohol, all that kind of stuff, but...
Well, I like people's honesty. I love it when people are honest with me. I have good people around me to do that. My missus will be the first one to tell me when the weight's going to the wrong places. She'll be the first person to say. She'll be the first person to tell me to don't eat that or don't drink that. Then we've got my best friend Mikey, another one. My mum, dad, they're all dead honest with me. They don't really care about my feelings. They care about what's best for me. And you get a feeling in yourself, somewhat a daft one, jogging up the stairs or getting up the stairs fast and having a couple of breaths. You think, God, am I that unfit? I have a feeling in my clothes, what I wear, the way I feel. But it's about creating good habits, I do enjoy my food. I enjoy good food, though. I'm not a massive lover of bad food. I think in the past, alcohol has been a little bit of a maybe overdone it at times, something I've cut out now. I can't remember the last time I touched alcohol, but that was something that, maybe over the years has just been a bit detrimental to progression at times. You know what I mean? Like, you can't go forward if you do it, if you got bad habits. But it is always a battle, like when you're doing it, when you choose this career, you don't realise people think about, you fight by fight. When you actually do choose this career, you choose it for years. You know what I mean? It becomes years until you can probably do what you want. And then still even saying that, you want to be healthy. I've got 3 kids, two and one on the way that I want to be able to be active with and play with. And even being out of shape, I fight all the time. I don't want to go run over the field. I don't want to go play football. I don't want to swing the kids about and this and that. So I think, you know, being healthy is almost something that should be forced upon everyone. And, you know, in your own right, you know, you got to want to be active, want to be healthy, want to be able to do good activities with your family, with your kids, and look after yourself, basically.
100%. And what is your apart from alcohol, food wise, what is it that always tempts you then? Chocolates,
No, not really.
crisps.
No, not crisp. I don't have a crisp. I'll only have a bag of crisps. I have a sandwich, and I'm not really too much of a fan of sandwich because I don't really have a good relationship with bread. I think that's when I cut my bread out of my weight and I can get in shape very quick. I'd probably say is the problem with me on a personal note is falling out of you know, like set times for meals and falling out of like routine, you know, so you can sometimes eat when you're hungry. You know the lads, and I can remember when I used to live in Sheffield, and you can go and get a munch at daft o'clock in the morning. I remember sometimes people used to do that, and I think I'm one of them. Like, I can probably not eat all day, can eat at the wrong times. A bit of routine is great for me, do you know what I mean? So I feel like when I'm in a good routine, I'm living my best life, do you know what I mean? Healthy style. So yeah, man, you just have to be disciplined, basically. In life, I think, for me in general, going through the rest of my life, I have to be disciplined with my food. That doesn't mean you can't enjoy a nice meal or a treat. You can, but it's moderation and getting things right. And I love healthy meals as well. You know, you can make some really tasty, nice, healthy meals.
Indeed, you definitely can, and long may it continue, Frazer. Just some quick fire predictions for you. I'm not going to let you break the fights down, but just want to understand who you think's going to win and how. Fabio Wardley, Gerald Miller.
Fabio Wardley.
How does he do it?
I think he's going to have to. I know he can go to the well, obviously. I think he might have to go there because I think this guy is really tough. But I think Miller takes a lot of shots. Fabio is very hard. I think he outpoints him. I know he says I say that, but I think he outpoints him in Ipswich. Yeah.
If there's an Adelaide TKV rematch.
Judging off last time, I say TKV. If he picks up where he left off before obviously the knockdown, he was winning quite comfortably. So TKV.
And then Dubois Usyk.
I think Daniel's a fantastic fighter, but I think we're talking about the best heavyweight in the last decade, easily. I think he's very good. I think he might even be the best heavyweight at the end of the next decade as well. Even though we've got some good ones coming through, but I think this guy's very special, so I'm going to say Usyk.
Andy Ruiz, apparently rumours he might be going to bare knuckle. Would you ever be interested in bare knuckle?
No, it's not for me, mate. Forget that. And that or the UFC, them little gloves. Nah, it's not for me. I've got kids, I've got a family. The only thing you do in bare knuckle is lose brain cells. And I know a couple of bare knuckle fighters locally, and yeah, it's a brutal one, that is.
Yes. And the last question, main event this weekend: who's going to win and how? See if you can take off your unstable cap.
Yeah, no. I think it's going to be a competitive fight again with a few swings in it, ups and downs. But I do see Ben Whittaker sticking to a disciplined performance and being talked through the fight by a great corner with Andy Lee there. So I see him winning on points.
Frazer Clarke, thank you for your time, mate. Anything else you want to add before I let you go?
Always, it was a pleasure, mate. Thank you.
Thank you.